Welcome to Ramble, Rants, and Drives. This is Fool again. We're going to be talking about TSA stuff. I don't know what that means, but they said we would be, so okay.
No introduction? How rude.
Yeah, really.
I fell asleep.
That's why you don't get an introduction, Misty. He has an asleep leg, which we also call Misty's asleep leg. And Tiny Tim, what is the TSA?
Airport. It's oh shoot.
Oh yes.
I don't know what
you
the
guys catch me off guard all the time and make fun of me for it, but when I do it to you, it's like this.
I don't know what the acronym stands for, but I know it's basically the people that regulate and the people at the security gates for airports and that regulate rules for airports.
I don't know what the T stands for, but I would have a feeling that the S stands for security and the A stands for airport.
I honestly don't know what what the acronym stands for.
Okay.
Well,
And
we go to Google for that.
Anyways, what has been you guys' experience with the TSA?
Transportation Security Administration.
Well, that's
Okay,
just
that makes
dumb.
sense.
They just should have put FSA, Flight Security Airport.
No,
FSA already is.
that's why you have FAA, Federal Aviation Administration.
But
Oh,
FSA,
yeah.
I know that's an acronym for something else too.
I thought it was like FASA.
FASA, FSA.
No, that's just FATSAs. That's what you call fat people.
Financial aid something. Assistance, FASA. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also what you call fat
FSA. Shut up.
Those are the fat people. Jeez.
Yeah, really. Why are you harshing on them?
I'm sorry. It's just been a bad week. I harsh on fat people when I'm angry.
You know, it's really annoying when you have a fat person on the plane with you. Yeah, when you take up like two seats. I can't imagine Tiny Tim sitting next to Tiny Tim. You get all of that room.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I can just imagine like a big fat lady walking up to him and being like, "Oh, can I just sit on you for the plane ride? You look sturdy."
And he turned into Shaggy from work. Anywho, so Misty, you got any stories to deal with TSA or travel on an airplane in general?
When you have to run about a mile across the airport to catch your plane that was leaving in 10 minutes.
Your plane?
Plane.
You said plane.
Catch your. I think I was trying to say
Your
flight.
flying plane.
Yeah, fling. You're trying to catch the plane.
No. A
to
fling
transfer.
is when you just have sex once.
Yes. No.
Yes.
No, a fling is like
a one night stand.
That's
No,
one night stand.
Then what's a fling?
A fling is like a relationship that you just on impulse did. It was just a fling. You met a girl at the carnival, you dated her for like 3
or
weeks.
a short period thing like putting. Can't speak today. A short period of thing where you do like a weekend or a week short or something like that. And I was like, oh, we tried it and it was just whatever. And
It was just a
gave up
fling.
on it. Your own definition. Anywho, yeah. So I was again transfer flights flying out to the
Slow
great
down,
open.
you might say your words right. Okay.
Great
Slow
open
down.
sky country, and with that, I was transferring again a connecting flight at Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, and my flight to there got delayed 2 hours. For my layover was 2 hours, and so I had to book it. Made it to the gate just in time, and as soon as I sit down on the plane in my seat, getting at least wind down and getting comfortable, and the pilot goes over the intercom and saying that the plane would be delayed about 15 minutes, allowing the other passengers from other flights to connect. So they did all that running for bullshit reasons. That's my story.
Going down to Florida, and it was the first time like me flying by myself. Like no one else was with me, just me doing everything. And so,
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, well, the weird part was, from where like we live, I would think it would just be a straight flight to Florida, right? Well, no, I flew from here, from where we are right now, which I'm not gonna say in case we have stalkers. Which, by the way, if we have stalkers, guys, we have stalkers. We're famous. Anyways, though.
Okay, now you're just copying telenovela.
I know, it's my favorite show.
I finished it, by the way.
It's the best,
It's
right?
the best.
It's awesome. Everyone watch telenovela. Hashtag Anna, marry me. I ate a snow cone. Anyways, no, but so anyways, from where we live, I would think it would be a straight. I would think it would be a straight flight to Florida, but no, I flew from here to Tennessee, and then from Tennessee to Florida. I don't know how that makes sense.
They do that a lot. You usually can get cheaper flights when you do take multiple flights,
Yeah.
and so you just get around town. I'm picky on that because it also depends where I'm flying to. Usually when I fly to Montana, I have to do. There is no direct flights, like you're saying. Go from where we are to straight to Florida. But with that, I have to do a transfer because the airport is usually smaller, so you have to take an airplane that can actually land there properly. Um, so with that, I usually have to take a smaller plane when I go up to Montana, but I always make sure I do only one connecting flight so I don't have possible mix-ups. And usually I always give myself at least a minimum an hour layover to connect with my other flight. So
Just in
just in
case.
case a few minute delay or something happened because I've been on that boat before plenty of times.
Plenty.
So yeah, that's the reason why.
Okay. Well, for me, it was that I had to fly to Tennessee, and then I had to fly to Florida. Well, getting there was fine. Like I flew to Tennessee, and for some reason, I don't know if they were just refueling the plane or something, but we all get off of the plane, and the same plane is the one going to Florida. So we get off of the plane literally to just wait in the waiting room to get back on the same plane to go to
It's called a
Florida.
gate.
Okay, gate. And so I just went and like bought a book and I read it while I was waiting. It was only like a 30-minute
Wait,
wait.
you read books?
Comic books.
Oh, comic books.
Anyways, though, on my way back from Florida, doing the same thing. Well, I thought since on my way there it was the same gate and everything, I thought that would be the same like situation when I got off the plane. So I get off the plane, I just sit at the gate, and like I was like, oh, like the layover's only supposed to be like 40 minutes, maybe 50. So I wait there for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, all the people like left, and I was like, this is weird. And I was like, and it's not saying that it's gonna go to Virginia. And then I was like, wait a second. And so I asked one of the flight attendants or like whatever the people who actually work in the airport. I was like, hey, I was like, where is flight like I don't remember the number, but say like flight
245.
yeah like flight 245, and they're like, oh, that's at gate 15. I was like, oh, where's that? And they're like, it's at the other end of the airport. And I had like 15 minutes left before the flight left, and so I was like, oh, so how do I get there? And they're like, well, because this was a big airport.
Yeah.
They're like, well, they're like, you have to go down that hallway. You have to take the escalators down, turn left, keep going, and then make a right. And I was like, I'm not gonna make this flight. But I ran. I ran a lot of places. I went 2 different ways that I was not supposed to, and I had to run backwards, and then I had to make a right again. But I made it to the flight with just the hair of my chinny chin chin. And then I cried. I cried while I was on that plane. You know why? Not because I was scared. Not because I was afraid of being left in Tennessee, which, by the way, when you think about it, you don't want to be in Tennessee by yourself. But just the fact that I had to run because I hate cardio.
You sound like Cupcake. um.
Like you're like a quarterback on prom night.
Yeah.
No, I actually like oh, did you say you had a story?
I had a story. Mine's more to deal with TSA problems. Luckily it was before I was 18 though, so it's not actually on my record. But
So he says.
no, I wouldn't have a job if if it was. No, but it was my parents were nice and they were taking a trip to Hawaii. So they get me and my brother tickets and we go with them to Hawaii. So I mean, it's like a lifetime experience kind of thing. Go to Hawaii. First class, first off, is amazing. There's the chairs fold out to where I could lay on them comfortably. um, but yeah, so the story is I pack a travel on in one of my backpacks. I just pull out of my closet and go through the airport. Everything's fine. Get on the plane, go to Hawaii, spend a couple days there, and then we're gonna island hop to the Garden Island for my mom. And so it's just routine. Get in the airport, get to the plane, 15 minutes, you're gonna land, kind of thing. So we're at the security gate, and I put my carry-on on the X-ray machine, and they send it through, and then they send it through again. And I'm kind of standing there, like everything else is gone, the whole family's kind of ahead, and they're like, "Kid, is this your bag?" Yeah, it is. Okay, where's your dad? Well, first off, how old are you? 17. Where's your dad? Right there. Come here. What? Amir. I was scared senseless because after they tell me to come here, the sheriff shows up. And what had happened is that a few years, like I'm talking like 5 years. Remember when I bought those throwing stars
Mhm.
just off the internet? The little dinky little ones, like made from one sheet of metal, and it was crap. I was putting them away, and I put them in that specific backpack, and then I forgot about them, so I never took them out. So I was, of course we got a write up. I said here didn't even mean to. I told them the whole story. They took my throwing stars and they threw them away, kind of thing. But yeah, we still made our flight. But I found it hilarious that I made it through a complete airport, made it almost out of the country, and then doing a little tiny island hop, which was nothing. They catch it, and it's like, what? Okay. But yeah, so that was mine, is that I actually took dangerous weapons into an airport and didn't get caught.
I mean, I figure a few things get slipped by
Yeah,
in there. You know, checking a lot of passengers I have to get through security.
They're more looking for like big knives and guns than anything.
Yeah, more threat.
Maybe
Because-
bombs.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Honestly, I love flying.
It's nice. I like it too.
It's nice.
I like flying first class. I've flown first class once. I wish I could do it every time.
See, I've actually never flown first class. Never had the needs because usually the flights I have are only like what I can understand. Like if you got a long flight, like going to Hawaii or going.
Yeah,
to,
it was a nonstop too, so it was 12 hours there.
Yeah. So with that, if you see something like that, I can see first class as being a luxury of having and having the option to do so. But sometimes it's never like worth it. Like I flew from going to Montana. The longest flight I've ever had coming back from Montana was 4 hours.
Yeah, that kind of stuff not worth it.
Yeah,
If
it's not really worth the extra money and stuff like that.
If you're doing like an 8-hour flight though,
Yeah.
8 hour or more, I would say do first class
Yeah.
because just the space and the feeling of that up there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like
It's not like you can get up and walk around anyways, but it's just like it's that bonus perk to have.
yeah, it's just more spacious and
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's a feeling. It's not like an elitist feeling, but it's more of a luxury feeling. So yeah.
Because it's funny because we go through like TSA and do the security part. A lot of tricks. Just go online. You can find tips and tricks how to get through it a lot faster. I have these really comfortable loafers. They're DC skater loafers. They have a hard sole, then bottom to it, so it's actually like a shoe, but it still feels like a loafer. Slip those on and off pretty easily, so you don't have to worry about tying shoes and stuff like that. And then keeping your backpack to minimalist as possible. Lighter you carry, the easier it is.
Yeah.
With all that, and it's funny because also going through the scanner. I love going through the scanner because I've had conditions where I had probably within the year about 3 MRIs, 3 CAT scans, and about a dozen X-rays. So I had enough radiation to give cancer to a orphan person.
An orphan person.
I meant orphanage. That's what I would say. But yeah, so with that, and again, I always try to find if you just make it easy for the people, they won't bother you. You know, as long as you keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And carry on and everything else and other stuff. But I just love the flying. I love the process everything goes through and everything else.
What does that have to do with X-ray? The security X-rays.
The X-ray part. What my condition?
No. I know about your condition. I'm just saying like, what did the whole you getting MRAs and X-rays?
Put you like through the
metal detector or you set something off?
Oh no! It's just because because the reason why I don't mind it or don't.
You said like I don't mind it, and you were starting to talk about the security gate, and then you go because I've had so many MRIs, X-rays, throughout the year.
No, because I'm so used to it. Because if I get cancer, I'm not surprised. Because of the.
Oh, that's what the whole cancer to an baby orphan thing was. Okay,
yeah, because I get enough radiation from the X-rays
gotcha.
that I could have disperse it to amongst the other people, and they would get cancer.
Okay, now that made sense because you left that hanging.
Oh, sorry, I thought I applied
you
to
can
that.
give cancer to people. Why do we hang out with you?
Because I'm not amazing. I can give you cancer in multiple ways.
But with cuteness.
You're a penguin.
Yes. So that's the reason why I like flying, because I'm a penguin, and since I can't actually fly.
His flappers only work in water.
Yeah. So I like to fly around. I like to be in the air, in the clouds.
Yeah.
He's high up on the clouds, high up in the clouds.
Mile High Club.
You're not a member of that club.
I am not, but I'm telling you, when I get married, we're gonna have to take a honeymoon to where we have to fly somewhere, and I want to join the Mile High Club while doing that. That is my like dream.
You have a really shitty dream.
Yeah, I was about to say you're.
My dreams are kind of in the crapper right now.
Oh my gosh,
So your
I'm
future
not.
isn't
I'm
looking
not
too great
even.
for you. Okay.
I'm not even gonna try to take that one there. Oh, I read something on the internet that was kind of it pissed me off a little bit, but it was said flight attendants tell all yeah, or they see a bunch of shit or something like that, and one of them said watched a boyfriend and girlfriend have a tearful heartfelt goodbye. Not more than 30 minutes later, she was joining the Mile High Club with a guy that was sitting next to her.
Oh God.
That kind of pissed me off a little bit,
Yeah.
honestly. Just the girl being that slutty.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, whatever.
Or maybe you don't know the backstory. But,
I don't know the backstory,
But maybe the boyfriend sold the girlfriend.
maybe they just broke up or something. But from that scenario, it kind of that kind of hits me a little like weird. That's all. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny.
Where would you guys like to fly to?
If I could fly,
Yeah, like say money wasn't an issue, but if you want to go to one destination, but it'd be fun to fly to, where would it be?
Does it have to be on Earth?
Yes.
lean into the mic. Only one.
Because I was gonna say
One destination.
Just
I
one
was gonna
destination
say
for
the
now.
moon. Like if they ever made like
You gonna go colonize Mars with everybody else?
No, like I think if they actually did make like space exploration where it's like going on a cruise but in space instead, that would be cool. Like, don't you guys think that would be cool?
Take like 3 months to go up to space orbit and then come back down.
Yeah.
I'm a penguin.
They sent monkeys to space.
No, I'm not gonna be the first penguin in space.
You can beak things.
You can beak things.
Big things.
Okay, so money wasn't an option. I can go anywhere I want.
Israel.
Again?
It was just really nice. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back. I did really enjoy it, but I'm trying to think of another place.
Actually, I actually have technically two.
I have multiple ones as well.
Yeah,
Let's go with top 3.
Top 3?
Top 3.
Okay.
You guys need more time because I can go.
Nah, I
got
it.
2
I
at
got
3.
it.
Actually, no, I got 3. I'll name my first 3. Japan, Pompeii, London.
Why Pompeii?
I've always fascinated with Mount Vesuvius and the history of that, because of it's a cool history from the past and what happened, and
Plus, they made a song about it.
yes, they did. It's just one of those interesting facts. Like, I mean, you can go other places, like you have like say Germany, other locations that are historical, but it's just like one of those that's kind of like stuck with me, and I've learned a lot from, and just in general.
Okay.
And see all the people that are dead from millions and millions of years now.
Okay.
Not really millions, but you get the idea. So like that. London, the reason I like doing London is because I've already been there before, and it was a really cool, interesting city. I like the cultural stuff out there. Everybody driving on the wrong side of the road, and they speak English, so it's kind of like easy to kind of get your way around. It's just some of the wording is a little different. They use different
like torch and fag.
Torch, boot,
Fag.
Fag, yeah, that was one of them. And there's a few other words and stuff like that they use.
Yeah.
Governor. And then Japan, big otaku, and also another.
You're fascinated with the culture and such.
Yeah, the cultural out there is really, really fascinating, and it's something to pick up on and stuff like that. Because actually, if you go to like Tokyo, I know it's like a mix of like they have Japanese, but they also have English there. But if you go out to the western side of it, is where it's more Japanese than
where
actually
it's the more rural kind of thing. Yeah.
The more of the locals in a sense, they out there.
The small villages and towns and crud. Yeah.
That were my top 3 if I get a chance to fly. Without money wasn't any concern, and I have my top 3 picks. That would be those 3.
Nice. I would go to New Zealand, Germany, and it's either between Britain or Ireland. They're kind of the same place, so.
Okay, why?
Narnia, Lord of the Rings, all those things were filmed in New Zealand.
Okay, so you'd want to go there.
Yeah.
Plus it's the number 1 country, I believe, right now.
Yeah, it's the number 1 country. Germany.
Didn't we talk about that?
I've always I don't
forgot what
know. I don't know
episode
why,
again.
but I've always wanted to go to Germany. My dad was stationed there when he was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the legal drinking age in Germany is 16,
And you can smoke weed.
and you can smoke weed. Ireland or Britain is just because like they're like the whole. When I think of like Britain and places like that, England and all that, I'm like the whole country is like really this big city,
Mm-hmm.
because like
More or less.
they're really small countries. If you think about it, like their whole country is like almost one state to us, you know?
Yeah, they okay.
Most of them are, yeah.
Most of
Depends on what European country there is. Some of them are about a quarter the size of the United States, and other few are
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Smaller than Texas and.
Yeah, I was
shit
about to
like
say
that.
Texas is be like our measuring stick.
Yeah.
You smaller than Texas, and you smaller than Texas, and you're smaller than Texas. Okay, so those are your reasons. My 3 would be
All the time in the world. Come on.
shut up. It would be Alaska, Russia, Japan. Around the same reason you're going to Japan because I like anime. I'm a otaku. I do like the culture, but I just want to go see it. It's just one of the places that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Russia because I've gotten a real Russian kick lately, so I just really want to go see Russia for some reason. Moscow and all that good stuff.
You want to go to 2 very, very, very cold places on Earth?
Japan's not actually that
He's
cold.
talking about
Alaska?
Alaska.
Oh, he's talking about Alaska. I thought he was talking about
Yeah.
Japan. But he mentioned Japan first and then Russia. I was like,
He mentioned Alaska as well.
he hasn't gotten to the point of Alaska.
Okay.
Alaska because I'm that outdoorsy type where
Mhm.
it's kind of like the Final Frontier kind of thing. So I just like the feel because it is still in America. They do still speak English. It's still everything that I'm used to, but it's still so foreign and open and so almost unregulated.
Mhm.
Where the Alaska is the last state where there's no building code.
And they have those fat Asians there. What? Samoas? Is that what they're called? Eskimos? That's what they're called. Eskimos.
And
And
they're
like the
not,
northern part of it when
yeah,
it's
they're
like during the
super
winter
high
season.
up there near like the Arctic and all that.
Super hot. Man.
What I want to know, how did fat Asians get there? If you think about it, Asians,
They
they're
float in the water.
They're in Japan, China, Philippines, Hawaii. How'd they get to Alaska? Why'd they get so fat?
Protect himself from the
That
cold.
helps you insulate from cold.
I want to know these answers.
I just told you one.
We don't know that. We're just speculating.
Why do
Google
you think
it.
a whale is nothing but blubber?
They also have oil. Did you guys know that we used whale oil before we found actual like oil in the land? That's what we'd use like for candles and
And
stuff.
why do you think PETA's around?
No, I'm talking like back in the 1800s and 1700s.
Look, if somebody has a problem with it right now, somebody had a problem with it back then too.
I don't think so. There was a lot of whalers back then, apparently. Like, they would kill a lot of whales. That's why there's not so many today. They killed a lot of them.
Yeah, I know.
They murdered those things.
But yeah, so those are my 3, just because.
You know, Alaska has a one, I think, either city or county that they have out there where they actually pay residents to stay there because they don't want people to leave.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the actual like amount or what it is, but that's what from what I've heard. It's because being cold and and
It's just a harsher place to live.
it is a harsher place to live.
Their
and some-
winters are very, very long and it's very, very
Yes,
dark.
8-month winters. I know.
But it's like dark for a long time too. Like, they
Yeah,
don't
I
have the
know.
sun.
The winter, the sun gets the axis of the Earth makes it so that way the sun never rises.
Isn't there also some areas? I don't know if it was in Alaska, but I know somewhere in the world where actually the sun never sets.
Yes, it's also Alaska.
That's part of Alaska.
It's actually the 18-hour sun. So for 2 hours out of the day, the sun disappears.
Yeah.
But because of the axis is tilted, that's
Yeah.
mainly in summer, because of the axis of the Earth tilts forward.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the sun to be constantly on Alaska
Mhm.
in the northern part. So it's in Canada as well.
I also hear that a lot of people in Alaska actually get depression very easily because how often that so many months that the sun actually isn't there, like they just don't have sunlight and stuff. You know how like sunlight helps you, like, I don't know the science
It's
behind
vitamin
it, but
D. It
it's
helps you
vitamin
out with
D and
your body.
everything. So a lot of people in Alaska actually get depressed very easily because they
Well,
don't have the sun for a
There's
long
so
time.
many factors for that because it is isolated. So if you're not within town, you're going to be away from town. So that's like cabin fever will get you right there. If you don't like the cold or the outdoors, yes, you're gonna hate it there. And then the sun goes away, so your vitamin D goes really down. You get vitamin D deficient, and that'll actually make you like grumpy, depressed. That's why a lot of
She
when
wants the D.
yeah, exactly. No, the sun's giving us all the
Everyone
D.
in Alaska wants the D so bad. They're like, give me the D.
But actually, a lot of office workers, that don't have a window in their office and that they are there constantly get the exact same effect because they're so vitamin D deficient and they're so isolated that that's when you get all the the crazy people at work. It's because it's just something in them that they're deficient. So
They don't adjust to what the human body needs.
they don't listen to it.
They don't listen to it, so that when they have these problems, they start psyching out and everything else, and start kind of getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
When they should, like, all right, well, I need to take a break from my office job or whatever.
I need to take like a couple days off and just go do something.
That, or just get out and do a walk for 20 minutes outside when
Yeah.
it's nice and sunny out, or just at least out and meet people. So just get your your blood
Socialize
flowing.
or
yeah,
something
socialize.
like that,
So you're staying humane at some point in degree.
Yeah, but so Alaska, I can see a lot of people not wanting to be in Alaska or having to pay people to be in Alaska because it takes a certain type. But like I don't think Fooligan you could do Alaska. I just for some reason I don't feel like you could.
I don't think so either.
You don't like the cold either, right?
I get cold really easily.
Okay.
So that's why I don't like it. It's not that I'm like, oh, I hate the snow or something. It's just that I get cold very easily, even when it's just like a little chilly outside.
And you like are being close to town and being able just to go see people in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's me. I don't like having lots of land or anything. I'd rather live in the suburbs or something like that.
See, I'm trying to think of like maybe Montana. I got family out there, and where they live is kind of like you kind of get the both. You get the open sky country where you can go out and do adventurous stuff, camping, whatever. But you also get like the cities that come in, and they're pretty active for what they do. And so I don't know if that'd be good because I know the weathering is harsh because they experience the 4 seasons pretty damn well. So I don't know how that would play out in your boat, but I would say that was kind of with the living situation might be a difference of that. So
I have a question. Do they say a lot up there because they're so close to Canada?
no, they don't say A.
Are they Canadians in disguise?
No.
Don't lie to me.
Unless you're in Glacier National Park, then yeah, because that connects into Canada.
Okay.
Canada.
Okay.
Canada.
With all the maple syrup.
Canada.
Yeah, I mean I could see you doing an outdoorsy type of state really well. I would personally love to live there. It would be Montana or Alaska, Texas, that kind of stuff. Because like Fooligan said, I want land. Yeah. If I could own a square mile of anywhere, it would be awesome for me.
So.
All right, guys. Well, it is time for us to get going because I ran out of Inca Cola. Misty is going to go buy me some more Inca Cola. And if I don't get some more Inca Cola, Tiny Tim, well, who knows what's going to happen to him. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey there, ladies and gents. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please view our other ones on our channel.
Do the whole thing with the mouse and the clicking and the subscribe button if you haven't yet.
Also, tell us in the comments below what you want us to talk about here on Ramble, Rants, and Drives. Thumbs up and keep the channel alive.